What's going on, guys? Figured I'd take you on a little ride today. So I am on my way to go for a trail run. Figured I'd take you, like I said, on a POV drive. It's been a while since I've done one, and you know, I mentioned in the past that I love the Topher and Tedward and all those guys. So anyways, I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you some of the stuff, maybe drive modes and some of the convenience features that I use while I'm driving on the highway. What is this? This looks like a, wow, looked like a Christmas tree at first, but just some shrubs I guess they're putting in. So you can see we're in normal mode now, and this is typically what I start off in, especially on a cold start. You start off in normal mode. Once I get on the highway, I usually like to put it into eco mode. So that's just, I'll show you how I do that. It's just 2 clicks of the N button. First one goes to sport mode, and then this one's eco. And obviously eco makes the most sense being on the highway. So to put on the cruise control, you just simply press this button here that turns on the cruise control. You set your speed, you can go up by 1 or 2 or down, or if you hold it down, it'll actually go by 5s. So if I want to go back up to 75, you just hold it up a little bit longer. Let's put on the lane keep assist, and you'll see that takes over. And then if you press over here, you see it pops up on the screen there. That is your lane centering. So with these two on, you can see it pretty much just let it do its own driving. And as long as the road's straight, it's not going to ask you to put your hands back on the wheel at all. Once you start getting any kind of turns, it's going to ask you to. And the key here is, K5 GT. The key here is that the markers on the side of the road here, well, there you go, see it started to bend a little bit, so have me put my hands in there. As long as those markers are painted really well and the cameras can pick up on them, then it does a great job of just keeping you going along. If the markers are worn down at all, or you know, there are no markers, then you're gonna have to drive yourself. It's not gonna be able to determine where the lane is. So here they're marked really well, so you can see it's just steering itself. I'm not doing anything, and this is really great on long drives. I mean, it helps, you know, rest your hands and your arms, and you know, if you have to, you know, grab something over here or whatever, it's nice to have that where you don't have to worry about steering with your knee or anything like that. Now, if I want to get over lanes, I simply just steer with my hands, and you'll see it turns white there. When it's back centered and everything's good, it'll go green. So we're gonna cut this off here because we've got to get all the way over. And so to cancel the, or I guess to pause, I'm gonna turn these off while I'm steering. So that's the one thing, when the convenience features are on as far as the steering goes, it's trying to steer you. So I don't love that feeling of it kind of pulling on the steering wheel. So if I'm steering myself, I'm just turning it off. This pauses the cruise control, and if you press it again, you'll see it goes right back to 75, and you're going right back at your speed. Now, a really interesting thing, I didn't realize this, what you could do here is, let's say that you're going, you don't want to go back, you want to set it at 70, you just press one of the up or down buttons, and then you can see it set it at 70. Because if I hit this again, it'll go back up to 75 where it was before. And then again, you just go up by increments here. So I find myself using the cruise control very often. This car does not have adaptive cruise control, which a lot of you guys have commented that you wish it did. I personally don't like adaptive cruise control. I had it on my Accord, the Honda Accord Sport 2.0T, and to me, and maybe this was just with Honda, but it just felt very jerky. It would, I don't know, it didn't feel like a natural way of slowing down and speeding it up. It was either like really on throttle or really slamming on the brakes. I just didn't like that. So now, normally if I'm going in the turns, I mean, we have some cars in front of us, so I'm not going to be doing anything crazy here, but if we want to have some fun, I just put it in N mode, and we have a little more fun in the turns here. So this is custom N mode. So you press this twice, you get into custom. You press it once, you get into regular N mode, which is everything all the way up. And I'll show you here. This is our N menu. And you can feel the bounciness here. I don't know if you can pick up on it on the video, but gets pretty bouncy, and the any kind of expansion joint or any kind of pothole is pretty rough. So if you put it in custom, you can set whatever you want up here as far as the level of normal, sport, or sport plus. So I actually had it in suspension in sport, but I'm going to put it into regular. And so you can cruise along here. I have the transmission in sport as well, and so you can see the lowest it's going is 6th gear, but oh, there, it finally shifted into 7th. But if I put the transmission into normal, and you can see now it's at in 8th gear, and I can cruise it along on the highway, and it's going to get good gas mileage. But the great thing is you can still hear the exhaust. Even though the most incredible thing about this exhaust is that it has no drone. For how loud and amazing it sounds, there's no drone at any speed. Hyundai really just knocked it out of the park with the exhaust. So again, if I'm on the highway and I want to hear the exhaust, I can do that. Typically I'll leave the transmission in sport because I don't usually cruise around in N mode on the highway, so we're going to put it back into eco. Usually I just reserve N for, you know, like I said, on ramps, off ramps, back roads, suburban roads, wanting to have a little bit of fun. But I don't actually, that might be the first time I've ever actually gone an extended period of time on the highway with N mode. So we're just going to put it back to where we had it before: suspension, normal, transmission in sport, and steering one level up in sport. So when we do, like I said, get off an exit ramp, we'll throw it back in there. But those are pretty much the main convenience features I use. I'll go through some of the menus here in the cluster. So here we have our speed. Of course, I have it set up where you have the speed limit showing as well. And what I'll do is I'll go back to, this is the one that tells you if there's any cars in your blind spot or anything like that. And so this is pretty cool. We'll see when we pass by this guy. It'll show he will be in our blind spot in a second as we pass by him. So right here, there's nothing there. Oh, actually, he's getting off the exit now, so I don't know if it's going to show. No, he got off. Oh well. So, but if he had been in my blind spot here and stayed there, it would show you a little warning that there's a car there, and then in the passenger mirror there's a little exclamation point in red that shows up to let you know that there's a car in your blind spot. So I think that's really cool, very helpful, and you know, this car has got pretty good visibility, so there's not a lot of blind spots, but it's nice to have that there. Let's see, let's go down the menu. So there's this attention level thing. I've never even done it or know what it does, so there's that. Let's see, so all right, so let's go to the next screen. So we have here, we can go see our oil temp, our engine temp, and then turbo pressure and torque, and that can be displayed there. And then this is a lap timer and your G meter. Oh, so we're getting, actually, let's get off the highway here. We're gonna put on an M mode, have a little fun. We'll go in custom because it's a little, this off ramp's a little bumpy. If you want to do manual mode, just push it over to the left, and then you click your paddles here. Wait for traffic. Okay. And you can see just clicking through the gears here. I'm not going to do anything crazy as far as how fast I'm going, because we're in like suburban roads with cars, and you never know when those popo could be hiding out and ready to get your loud exhaust. Well, not really. Here in Tennessee they don't care, but for all the rest of you guys, like in California and all that, you got to be careful because the car is loud in N mode for sure. So let's see, we'll put it back into regular or into automatic mode. We'll go back into eco. We're gonna set our cruise again. For that, we'll put on our steering and our lane keep assist or centering, and we're just cruising. It is really nice to have this. I do really enjoy just the hands-off thing and it steering you through. It's a nice feature. I really do enjoy it. Let's see, let's go back through some of the screens. So this is the, yeah, like I said, this shows you your speed. This is also really cool. You have your drive info here. So this shows you your current trip, how far you've gone, your average MPG, as well as how long you've been driving for. And then you also have since refueling. So this is since the last time you put in gas. It'll show you your stats. And then your accumulated info over the life of the car. So that's really cool. I mean, that's a lot of info that they have in this screen. Next one is just a compass. That's the only thing there. I don't know why anyone would use that if you have navigation. And then you have your tire pressure, which is not 100% accurate, but it gives you a general idea of your tire pressure, I guess. And then you're back at the original screen. So quite a few configuration options you have. Yeah, some really good, helpful information. You can see there was no lines in the road, so that's why I had to grab the wheel there. Whenever you're going, like, if there's an intersection or an exit, you know, off the highway, if there's no lines there, then it's going to want you to put your hands on the wheel because it can't determine that there's a lane there. So that's a good example of that. But that's pretty much it as far as the gauge or the gauge cluster goes, and the convenience. See, like now I'm steering, so I'm taking all this off. So I will I'm gonna cut it off here, and when I'm done with my trail run, I'm gonna give you guys a nice little back road drive-in action. I might just shut my trap and let you drive along so you guys can just hear the car and experience the back road carving of this car. Oh, look at that. Oh, I got tricked. That was a Kia Forte GT. I thought it was a Elantra N. It looked like the intense blue. So yeah, I'm gonna go do my run, and then I'm gonna do some back road action for you guys, carving it up in N mode. So stay tuned for that. Guys, so had a little fun in N mode there. It's a little damp out today, so I didn't push it crazy hard, but that is with the Continental Extreme Contact DWS 06 Plus tires. You can see they handle really well, even in damp conditions. So, but turns out I forgot my trail sneakers, running sneakers at home. And so I didn't even get to run. I was too consumed with this video to remember the whole reason I was going for a drive. But at least I was able to show you guys some good POV driving, and you got the basics of the driver convenience, and then a little bit of fun in N mode. So, but I will definitely be making a video on all the screen stuff here and going through all of the different features. So keep an eye out for that video. That'll be the next upcoming video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little ride along, and until the next video, peace out.